Hey everyone, welcome back to Low Luxury, the channel where I show you what authentic luxury clothing and streetwear looks like. And today we are most definitely taking a look at some streetwear, because we are going to be taking a look at a knit hoodie by one of the absolute biggest streetwear brands on the planet right now. And that is Fear of God Essentials. Yeah, it's kind of like the low tier, low price point diffusion line of Fear of God. And this stuff, it has been selling out immediately every single drop, so I am so excited to just check out what it's all about. I've had a couple Essentials pieces in the past, and they've been a hit or miss. Some I've really liked, and some I really didn't get the hype. So I'm really excited to take a look at this piece from one of the newer drops and see what it's all about. Let's get into it. But first, I've looked into it, and a very, very small percentage of you are actually subscribed to the channel. It's completely free. Just press that button and you will not regret it. Thank you so much. So there's the bag right there that it comes in. You can see the actual knit logo kind of coming through. So it is like a kind of opaque tan beige color to the bag. Honestly, I find it really kind of visually just appealing myself. Printed on there in black is the Essentials logo, big, bold, and centered, and then quite a bit smaller under it you've got Fear of God. Take a look at those fonts, the spacing between Essentials and Fear of God, all of those things are very important. In the bottom left and right corners here, you just have little circular cutouts that go right through to the inside, so that's the hoodie itself right there poking through. It is your kind of like Ziploc type of bag with this little piece right here. It's like a darker gray up top. Obviously this is black with a little texture to it, these lines going through. And you have this kind of perforation, these holes on the side there. And those holes also exist on the other side of this bag. On the back here, we've got a bunch of stuff to talk about. So the top is blank, but then in the bottom left, you get some print here in black. And this is just kind of the typical warning you get on these bags. You've got in English, and then Spanish, and then French. And in a box at the bottom, in all caps, this bag is not a toy. God damn it. It's not a toy. Don't use it as a toy. I guess I'm just tired of seeing this warning all the time. I know it's not a toy, guys. Anyway, take a look. These are all in kind of like paragraph form, left justified, so on and so forth. Again, we've got these holes in the corners. And then in the bottom right, we've got a couple stickers here. The first one is from Essence, one of their retailers. So not all of them will have this exact sticker because this one was put on by the retailer, but it does have like the model number, stuff like that. So you want to make sure if it has one of these stickers that it matches up with what should be there. The more important sticker is this one right here. So this is the one that Fear of God themselves put on before it gets sent off to the retailers. So you get a colorway up here. The model number is that right there, the 192HO, etc., etc. And this one you can just look up online. It should pop up. If you look that up and a different model pops up, that's a bad sign. You get a barcode here, and then your sizing, small size. All right, let's open this thing up and see what we got. I broke it. I broke it. So, bag construction, not the best, but I'll let it slide because I don't really care. Ooh, I really like that just off the bat, like the feel of it. Nice. All right, let's check this thing out. So as I was unfolding it, there was a piece of just like stock paper in there for whatever reason. Definitely not something super important, but I thought I should note it because that would mean likely most of them would have this. So there she is. I have to say I love the knit. You can kind of see the texture of that there. It really is a knit, like very different from most hoodies. I don't want you to think I like live in filth. I'm just kind of working on a sewing project of a piece right now, so that's what that's for. Don't be alarmed. It's just I've got fabric everywhere. Okay, moving on. First thing we're going to take a look at are the retail tags that come with the piece, so let's dive in. So this right here is a super thick piece of cardboard. You can see that there, like I can't really bend it or anything. And then printed on there, you can kind of feel the letters a tiny bit, but it's definitely just printing. And it looks like kind of an off-white. You've got the Essentials Fear of God logo, and that should match up exactly with the one that we saw on the retail bag. The back of this is blank except for the retailer sticker here once again. And these are attached with a fairly thick black string up to a black safety pin that goes right underneath the armpit there. Now it's time to take a look at the brand tag at the back of the neck. So this tag right here is actually really cool. Already I'm finding myself pretty impressed with the quality of various parts of this. So this one is a nice gray kind of polyester feeling tag. It's quite thick and it is looped over, so it's 2 layers there. And then it's got this rubber applique, so these poke out the letters in the logo. They pop out of the tag itself in a rubber fabrication. And again, once again, it's that exact same Essentials Fear of God logo. The back of that they keep blank. And if we look to the inside of the tag, you can kind of see it does have a kind of diagonal line texture to it. And this tag is super cleanly sewn in there straight across the top into this back seam here. And just to the right of that tag, we have this little plastic tag here, again with rubber on it. So the S and the Made in China, they also stick out of this tag. It's really crazy. And the tag, as you can see, is slightly see-through there. You can kind of see my finger through it. So this one, S for small and Made in China, also super cleanly stitched in there with a single stitch. Back of that guy is blank and it's glossier, as you can see in the kind of light. It does kind of play off of that in an interesting, shiny way. And next we got to take a look at the care tags that are inside the hoodie. So Essentials has always kept their care tags super simple. Maybe some of the simplest care tags in the kind of luxury industry. So it is kind of like a mid-weight glossy plastic tag, very smooth. You can kind of see that also playing in the light. It's got a kind of silveriness to it. And printed on there in black, centered you've got S for small. Then your fabrication, in this case it's 60% cotton, 40% polyester. And it does look like those the percentages might be just slightly bolder than the text itself, although it is hard to say. Actually, they might be the same. I might be crazy, my eyes might be playing tricks on me. I think they're the same. I take that back. I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. Moving on. I'm not going to edit that out. It's just what I do. Made in China, also centered, all caps, and an RN number at the very bottom. This one is a loop tag, as you can see. And on the back of that, all center justified in all caps, you've got the care instructions in English. And these would be on your left side if you were wearing the hoodie, and they are super cleanly stitched right into that side seam there. Alright, it's finally time to take a look at all the unique details that make this hoodie honestly really sick. I think we gotta start with that knit logo right at the center there. So you can see the texture of these, it is just knit right into the piece itself. And sometimes with kind of jacquard knit logos or artwork or whatever the case may be, they tend to keep all of the lines going the same way. So you see how it's kind of got these V's or like teeth coming out of it? They are in both directions. So each end of the letters has those teeth coming both at the top and bottom of each line. And you can see that play out throughout each letter here. At the top of the hood, you get this little rubber patch here. And as you can see, that's like a gray patch with black letters, and again, those letters pop out of the patch itself, but both are rubber. And this is stitched in on all 4 sides super cleanly. There are no wonky stitches here at all. The hood doesn't have any drawstrings. They just meet right here at the bottom of the neck and then kind of fold over each other, which I find to be super visually appealing personally. As you can see, both the cuffs and the hem at the waist are, I'd say, a slightly darker cream color than the body of the hoodie itself. But they are nice and ribbed. It's like a single layer here, and they're quite wide too, like tall, I suppose you would say. But they really grab your waist in a nice way, but they're not overly tight or elasticated. They have a good amount of give to them. You also, of course, get this kangaroo pocket at the waist, and I really like the look of this. So you've got some like edge stitching right here on the ends of the pockets where it's like kind of a folded over dual layer. And this stitch right up here kind of goes right along with each V or tooth of the knit and makes it really nice and subtle and gives it a really good effect. The last thing I want to talk about is the knit itself and the way they've given it this texture where it almost looks like a mesh. You know what I mean? It almost looks layered in a really interesting way. And that's because it kind of is. So the top layer of the knit is this kind of cream off-white beige color. But then if we look inside of it, you can see that it's actually kind of back and forth with that color and a black. So that, when you're looking at it from the outside, gives it these pops of darkness at the same time. Like you can see black coming through in certain places. And again, that effect is fantastic. So now that we have checked all of that out, let's try this piece on to see how it feels and see how it fits. All right, first let's talk about the fit because I feel like that is an easier one to answer. So this is tagged a size small, but as with pretty much all things Fear of God, it fits a bit oversized from that. It's not heavily oversized like some brands do, but I would say it fits a bit more like a true to size medium than a true to size small. So use that as you will. If you want the oversized look, which is really what Fear of God always are going for, then just get your normal size. But if you really wanted to fit true to size, maybe consider sizing down. The feel is where things get really interesting. So first off, this hoodie is heavy. Like this is a super thick, heavy knit. And it almost feels like you're wearing a weighted blanket or something. I personally love that, but your mileage may vary. That may not be the feel that you're going for. However, all in all, I am just beyond happy with the feel of this piece. It's exactly what I am looking for in a pullover hoodie. It is super comfortable, super soft. The construction seems really solid. The fabric just feels great and feels really luxury for such a comparatively cheap piece. Like it really has the feel of a hoodie 10 times the price. So in the end, I don't know if there's much more I could ask for. So that is what real Fear of God Essentials clothing looks like. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.